because I don't know. I was even going to ask you. I was going to ask you what you think is the problem with Man United. You know, I on the sports lounge,
Yeah.
I asked. We were talking about United, and I asked Bamiji a question. I said, if I was to put you on the spot and ask you to tell me Manchester United's problems, you know you don't have an answer. And
I have an answer.
okay,
Silas Ferguson is the problem of Manchester United.
hmm,
Silas Ferguson actually like Arsene Wenger. That's the reason why, as an Arsenal fan, I don't like Arsene Wenger. And people are like, oh, why do you talk about Arsene Wenger? He's a club legend. He's a this, he's a that. You shouldn't be talking about a club legend like that. But listen, Silas Ferguson, because it worked for him, does not make it good. Okay, it's like being a ritualist and then being a philanthropist. Try and understand where I'm going with this. So Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger are like ritualists that are philanthropists. So on one hand, they are helping community, which is like winning the trophy.
yeah,
But on the other hand, they are destroying human lives. So there is crime to it. It's like saying, for as long as you are contributing to charity cause, there's nothing wrong if you kill people. Let me explain that. Manchester United once have a football director, had a good structure, and at that time they may not be winning much, but it was a club, it was a structure. Old Trafford was a theatre of dream and everything. But as the powers of Sir Alex Ferguson began to grow, begin to take full authority, began to collapse all of those positions. So much so that it takes over contract negotiation, it takes over transfer dealings, it takes over scouting and everything. Everything has to go through him, by him, with him, and all that. That's the same thing that happened with Arsenal. Arsenal was a great club even before Wenger came in. Then Wenger came in, we used to have a man called Dividend.
yeah.
As soon as Dividend stepped aside, yeah, you can accuse Dividend that his son was also managing people like Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, Dennis Beckham was involved. Man, this is business, right? Once that happened, the story changed. As Wenger became the guy in charge of transfer. So look at a coach from a. I'm a guy who's been inside the football club. So let me explain something to you. A coach goes to training, let's say 8 a.m. in the morning, and is in the middle of a transfer negotiation. But that negotiation, he is the guy that everybody needs to talk to. Whereas maybe at City, at Bayern Munich, that's not the responsibility of a coach. So a coach is training for 2 hours, and the club that is selling is getting offers from other clubs. They are trying to call this coach. His phone is in the office, is in the training ground. For 2 hours, you are incommunicado, unreachable. Do you know what that selling club would do? They'll move on. And that's what happened with Arsenal when they wanted to sign a lot of players, they couldn't get it done. Same thing for Manchester
Simple
United.
phone calls.
Yeah. So when Sir Alex Ferguson left, and the same way as Wenger left, there was no structure. The club now was empty. The new coaches are coming, don't have the kind of relationship that those guys have. They don't have the CV, the name. These guys are starting afresh, but they don't have a structure that will support them. There's no backbone to support them. It became a problem, and that's the problem that Man United is suffering because they don't know how to go. They spent too many years relying on the Sir Alex Ferguson's magic, and I still think that 9 of those 13 titles that Sir Alex Ferguson won were match fixing.
Yeah,
I don't know. Nobody's going to convince me
yeah.
about it. We're match fixing.
I agree. I honestly agree.
So
100%.
when you put all that in that perspective, and I'm going to say this, that now Man United now need to work and win titles from
Just
the
like
field,
every other
just
team
like
that
every
are
other
trying
team.
to, yeah.
It's no longer possible. Those things that they normally get. We saw the goal that Tottenham scored that was brought out of the net,
Yeah.
and referee pretended like he didn't see it.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. But it matters in football. Those 1 point you get, those 3 points you get when you don't deserve it, are the things that gave them 13 titles. Now Man United have to work like every other person. The playing field have been leveled, but the lack of structure and backing. Look at all the coaches that have come to Manchester. For kind of sake, all of them are good coaches.
Yeah, top coaches.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer might be average, but even at average, he's still a good coach. And the players have not been bad, so they've signed great players on the club. But unfortunately, those evil, it's like the proverbial sins of the father
I've visited on the
have
kids.
been visited on the kids. That's what's happening to Manchester United. And the way it is, might take another 30 years. Man United will not smell the title. Because, let's be honest, Man United won the titles they won when they were the number one team.
Yeah.
They rack up all their, call it conspiracy theory, but all their programs to make sure they are the number one team in England. Then Arsenal came, and then Chelsea came, and Arsenal fell to number 3. And then now Man City came in, and then Liverpool have been
Liverpool.
rejuvenated.
Yeah.
Now there is Newcastle coming. Newcastle is going to take another 3 seasons to become a real title
Now there's
contender.
Tottenham as well.
And no, Tottenham is always going to be like
Tottenham will
that.
always be
But
Tottenham.
let's Levy leave. If Levy leaves, Tottenham might become a contender. So you see where Manchester United now falls. It falls down to like number 7, number 8.
Yeah.
The position they are ending in the league now is where
Is their
Manchester
honest position.
is their
Oh
honest
wow,
position.
this is something I said. Because now going back to Ten Hag,
Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm very curious as to where Man U will finish next season. What would be a success meter for him, for Erling Ten Hag? Will it be qualifying for the Champions League? Will it be winning the Premier League? Will it be? I feel right now, objective wise, they are a confused club. They don't know if winning the league is success for them.
Yeah.
They don't know if they want to qualify for Europe. They don't know if they want to win a cup, be it the League Cup or the FA Cup. Manchester United have not won anything since Jose Mourinho left
Yeah.
the club. And be it as it may, I keep telling people that everything he pointed out, everything Mourinho pointed out before he left, was the truth. Has all turned out to be true. From Paul Pogba, who I think is a brilliant player,
Yeah.
but he's not someone who,
It's not, I would die
who
for
wears
you.
the hat on his
Yeah,
sleeve.
it's not I would die for you.
Yeah, it's not the kind of player. He spoke about Luke Shaw. You know, he spoke about Luke Shaw and how he's a battery, he's a very poor trainer. You know, he spoke about the club and how the players are not willing to bleed on the pitch. And Mourinho is someone who is an attritional manager. He's an old school type of manager.
Yeah.
Won the Champions League with Porto, a workman-like Porto team. Was very close to winning Champions League with Chelsea, but you know they were a semi-final away from winning Champions League with Chelsea. A very brilliant Chelsea team.
Bad officiating.
Yes, bad officiating cost Jose Mourinho at Chelsea. So when he was at Manchester United and he prioritized winning the Europa League, people didn't really understand what he was trying to do. But now the Solskjaer lost his job. Solskjaer was put under the radar for losing the Champions League final to Villarreal. Sorry, the Europa League final to Villarreal. He was put under the radar. So Man U, in terms of objectivity, trying to know where exactly they need to be as a club right now, are really, really confused. And it's a problem because I totally agree with you when you say it's something they can't fix in 5 years.
No.
Now they have brought in Ronaldo, and people are saying Ronaldo has to leave. He's your highest goal scorer, but you are still not okay with him at the club. I'm of the opinion that Ronaldo should stay at United.
No, I don't think he should stay.
You don't think he should stay?
No.
Why?
So if you're rebuild.
Okay.
If you're working a rebuild project, rebuild. Manchester United finished the season second last season, way above their height, punching above their weight. They were supposed to build on it. Before Ronaldo came in this season, if you go back, Greenwood, Mason Greenwood, Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba were fantastic, and Cavani was playing the leadership position.
Scoring important goals.
Two games into the season, Pogba had already raked up 6 assists. Bruno Fernandes was already on 4 goals. I look like this was going to be the season they were going to give Man City a run for their money. Then, out of nowhere, Cristiano Ronaldo's management cook up that story that Man City wants to sign. Man United panicked. A great club is not supposed to panic. That's to tell you there's a problem. A great club does not panic. When Tottenham Hotspur insisted that they were not going to sell Harry Kane, Man City didn't panic to just go and buy another striker. This is what we want. We don't have it. We will build our team in such a way that we will compete.
That's the brilliance of Pep Guardiola.
Good. And then they went on to compete. Yeah, they lost the Champions League and everybody is complaining, but I mean, I can't blame Pep Guardiola for that. They are still going to win the league title this season, defend their title.
Yeah.
Now they've gotten the man that they need. We couldn't get Harry Kane last season, but now they've gotten the man.
I feel like you're so excited. You are so excited for this Erling Haaland moving to Manchester City. I could see the grin on your face yesterday when I asked you, when I asked you, where do you already see them as Champions League favorites? I don't.
You're allowed.
Bar Erling Haaland staying fit. But I'm concerned about you made me understand something yesterday about Norwegian players and their love for meat. And Erling Haaland has picked up 18 muscle injuries.
Too much meat.
Yes, 18 muscle injuries in 2 seasons. And you know
mountain goats. I eat too much mountain goats.
You know how physically demanding the Premier League is for runners especially. And Erling Haaland is a runner as a centre forward. He's a runner. He likes to he has this short burst of pace, and yeah, over 10 meters, 10, 20 meters, he has that short burst of pace, and that requires a lot of muscle movement, and
Mhm.
you know, so that might be a concern for City, but they have De Bruyne who knows how to pick passes, and virtually everything that plays City in the league uses a low block, and that's what De Bruyne lives on. That's what he thrives off. That's why he's a better performer in the Premier League than he is in the Champions League. So with Haaland there next season, if he stays fit, I think they will cause problem. But I'm really keen to be patient enough to wait for the summer transfer window and see other teams do business. Chelsea under a new owner, I think he will pump in money into the club, and I think Tuchel has his full backing. So I'm tipping Chelsea to give Man City a run for their money.
And I don't see. Okay, so Liverpool have done the best business so far. They've done the transfer before the transfer.
Which is
Defend,
keeping club.
keeping club one,
Yeah.
bringing in Diaz
Yeah.
when they brought him. And I think that it is going to be time now to start easing at Sadio Mane and Mo Salah.
Mohamed Salah.
I think this transfer deadlock is just a plan to get him frustrated and get him out of the
You know,
club.
a news popped up this morning for Mane,
Yeah.
Bayern Munich.
So when you look at that Liverpool team, I think they've done their transfer. They will compete with Liverpool with Man City, but the thing with Man City is Pep Guardiola does not need his top striker to drop back.
Yes.
When Aguero was there, Aguero was standing up front, waiting for the ball. Kevin De Bruyne, Ike Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, these guys can find you with a pass anywhere you are. So instead of running 45 meters, 55
needs
meters,
to stay
like
in
he
the
was
box.
doing at Dortmund, it will just be within 35 meters, staying with the last man, the last defender, and they will find him with a pass. The thing with Erling Haaland, like I always say, that if he stays fit without injury, there is not a defender in the Premier League that can stop him. There is not a defender. And then Man City play in such a way that the entire thing come at you attacking.
Yes.
They trick it passes, waiting for that pocket of space, they put the ball there. He would always beat his marker with that burst of space.
Yes.
He's a Messi with height.
Hmm.
He doesn't dribble that much, but you know that burst of pace that Messi
Yeah.
has. Messi will
Over
slow
short
down.
distances. Yeah.
Over short distances,
Yeah.
runs like a cheetah.
Yes.
He's not going to run for the 5 meters like Erling Haaland, but he will score a lot of goals. He's Harry Kane with pace.
Hmm.
He can score with his head. He can score with his left foot. He can score with his right foot. Man City is
He
this
has
Man
a
City team
terrific shot
is
on him.
crying for that kind of player. I can't compare him with Ronaldo da Lima because that's a little bit of disrespect. But anyhow you look at it, is a miniature version of Ronaldo da Lima. Ronaldo da Lima is in a class all by himself, but Erling Haaland can really do damage. And with City team that didn't really have an attacker, still holding, defending the Premier League title, get all the way to the semi-finals of the Champions League. They decided pretty early to get out of the Carabao Cup. It's not important to them. They were well beaten by Liverpool in the FA Cup. I can't say they exceeded it, even though they paid a poor goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But I'll say that if this team come, and then there is the Alvarez that is coming, there's another player that is coming. Most likely they will sell Gabriel Jesus to Arsenal or to anybody who wants him. I think Man City is good because what has been missing in Man City is for all the possession, for everything, the chances they create, the goals converted is not equal to the chances created. So imagine a Haaland in place of Foden. Just think about it for a minute in a 90 minutes game. Foden needs to miss. Now, as average as Foden is, in a Man City team, he look like a world class player, right?
You think Foden is average?
He's average. In any other team, he's going to be average because nobody will be. There's lesser responsibility for him. He just go up front, running, marauding. In any other team, he will be walking.
He walks.
Yeah. So put in Haaland in that position. You can't say Foden and Haaland
is scoring 10. Haaland will be scoring 22.
You see the thing?
Yes.
So that's the game changer.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.